Ele уже взял свою команду Джонса.
So, on my command here, my team has global.
Jon Jones is back in the spotlight, but not for a comeback fight. Leaked videos from Thailand show the UFC champ like we've never seen him before, and the internet is going wild. In a viral video that set the internet ablaze, Jon Jones was seen carelessly riding a motorbike through the streets of Thailand with another fighter, visibly intoxicated, appearing both drunk and high. The reckless clip sparked a wave of backlash from analysts and fight fans alike, reigniting concerns about Jones's discipline and further clouding the already uncertain future of the UFC heavyweight division.
Ele уже взял свою команду Джонса.
So, on my command here, my team has global.
Speculating on the video, Luke Thomas weighed in on the incident with a bit of humor. He remarked that it looked like Jon Jones was holding onto the guy's hair as if he were horse riding. While it drew laughs, the comment only added to growing skepticism surrounding Jones's current training, sparking more debate about his readiness and seriousness about a potential return to the octagon.
Do we ever see Jon Jones fight in the UFC again, or did Aspinall get the Chandler treatment while Jon is sniffing dude's hair and high? Now, I didn't watch that video many times. I thought he was holding the guy's hair like it was like handlebars or something. You know what I mean? Like no, not the handlebars. I'm sorry, like he was riding a horse, like giddy up, you know, like grabbing the hair. I don't know. Do we ever see Jon fight in the octagon again? It's 50-50 for me. It's 50-50 for me.
Building on that critique, Thomas didn't hold back in his broader assessment of the UFC's heavyweight division. He bluntly called it dysfunctional, citing two major issues: a steep drop in overall talent and the failure to make the one fight that could revive interest, Jones versus Aspinall. According to him, the division is stagnant, lacking energy, and in desperate need of direction.
What a dysfunctional division. I mean, you've got two problems simultaneously. Three. No, two. One, the division itself has totally collapsed in terms of quality. It's the women's 145. I'm not even sure if it's women's 135, to be honest with you. It has collapsed. The quality has absolutely collapsed. I mean, to think that Strikeforce had a heavyweight Grand Prix with all the names that they had, that division is in disrepair. And not just in the, it sounds like I'm making like a UFC argument. I am not. If it's not good in UFC, it's even worse every place else. The one big fight that you could make to at least drum up some interest in it, and frankly could be historically relevant at a time when the division is just absolute shit, it's a 50-50 proposition. We're gonna, maybe not even that, but I'll just say for the purposes of argument, it seems like a 50-50. I mean, it's not done until it's done, okay? And if it's not done now, there's a reason it's not done now, and it's not just because they haven't finished the paperwork.
To reinforce his point, Thomas emphasized the responsibilities that come with holding a UFC title. He stated that any champion should defend the belt at least once or twice a year. Blasting the current situation, he pointed out that Tom Aspinall has been sitting as interim champ for over 600 days without a unification fight, calling it nothing short of a crime. If Jones refuses to step up, Thomas warned, it will have all been a complete waste of time for Aspinall and the division as a whole.
Have earned the right to do what they want. The problem is, if you want to hold the titles, well, giddy up. It's time to defend them. You haven't, if anybody who holds a title has an obligation to defend that on a reasonably consistent basis. Certainly one, if not two times a year. That is what you owe. And if you can't do it, then they have to create an interim one. And for the fact that we're going now on almost 600 days that Aspinall has been interim champion, this is a crime. This is a crime. This is a disaster.
Echoing that frustration, the MMA guru launched into a harsh critique of Jones, bluntly declaring that he's done, especially when it comes to facing Tom Aspinall. Taking a mocking tone, Guru imitated Jones's claim that he's too busy living his best life to care about the division. In Guru's view, Jones is more invested in appearing unbothered on social media than engaging in any real fight conversation.
Jon Jones is done. He's done with the Tom Aspinall fight. I don't understand what is going on with this, but I do understand what's going on with this. I really do understand it. It's hot in the UK now. This beanie's coming off for good very soon. So Jon Jones is on holiday. I showed you a video of him on the back of that guy's motorcycle. He's off in Thailand doing some crazy stuff. He's getting paid for it. He's living his best life as a 40-year-old man with multiple children. Just what you normally do. And in true Jon Jones fashion, to prove how little he cares about it, he has to tell everyone how little he cares about it. So everyone's asking, what's Tom actually supposed to do? Defend the interim again? I don't like how people talk about the idea of defending an interim title again. If this is what Jones is doing, and we'll get to it in a second, strip him of the belt. It's done. I don't think Jones is worth that much. In all honesty, Jones Aspinall would probably sell about 1 million pay-per-views. Maybe, right?
But Guru didn't stop there. He argued that the damage Jones is doing to the heavyweight division isn't worth it. According to him, Jones is no longer a compelling draw. He's not a fan favorite, doesn't bring excitement to fight buildups, and lacks personality. Guru took it a step further, saying the UFC should strip him of the title and move on, insisting that the organization doesn't need Jon Jones to thrive.
Get rid of the belt around. Like, I don't know why they're holding on to that. Like, but if we could have Jones Aspinall, then we'll do anything to get just one more Jones fight. The sport could very happily move on without him. But the problem is, they've waited so long that now we're stuck having to wait for this fight, because that's the reason why we've waited this long. I honestly think the damage that is being done to the heavyweight division by holding this up for Jon Jones is not worth it at all. He's not relevant like that. He's not a crazy fun fighter to watch. He's not interesting in any way. He's not good on the mic in the build-up. He doesn't promote fights well. He's a boring, lame bitch who's only interesting because I like bullying him. In all honesty. Like, that's really it. The only thing interesting about Jon Jones is how he embarrasses himself on a regular basis. Sorry, like, the thing is about Jon Jones is, he's not must-see TV. You'll watch him. But, like, the divisions can move on. Like, we don't really desperately need another Jones fight.
Digging deeper, Guru speculated that Jones never wanted to fight Tom Aspinall from the beginning, suggesting he's genuinely afraid of being knocked out. He claimed Jones is likely demanding an unrealistically high payday from the UFC, knowing they won't meet it, just to create an excuse and dodge the fight. According to Guru, this is all a strategic play to craft the narrative that Jones walked away because of contract issues, not fear.
I bet you he said no a while ago, and the UFC, and this is something that not a lot of people have discussed, but I've brought it up before, but now I'm almost guaranteed on it. I think at first Jones just didn't want anything to do with Aspinall and was scared of him gonna get knocked out, I think. But he could win. I admit it's still Jon Jones. But I think the UFC was sort of like, okay, let's do the Jones-Stipe fight for the theatrics of it. And after that, I think the UFC were like, he really doesn't want to fight Tom. We thought he kind of would. Or he'd have retired and made a very clear, decisive moment of retirement. But then again, Jon Jones, what I think is going on here is that Jon Jones is asking for a crazy amount of money that he knows they won't meet, because he wants a reason other than his own unwillingness to fight Tom Aspinall to be the official reason as to why he retired. He would like to go down in UFC history where the reason for his retirement was the UFC didn't meet his requirement for the money that he wanted to fight Tom. They didn't pay him enough. He doesn't want it to be on him historically. But what this also shows me is that even though the UFC aren't likely to get a Jones-Aspinall fight, they keep telling Aspinall that they've got updates coming. At the end of the week, you'll hear for real what's going on. You know, tonight, we're making an announcement with Tom. We keep hearing about these moments with Tom where they're going to finally say what needs to be said. I reckon they're stringing this along because they're signing with a new contract, a new platform.
Joining the chorus of criticism, Robert Whittaker also weighed in on the prolonged wait. He admitted that the endless buildup around Jon Jones has worn him out to the point where he no longer cares. Comparing the situation to the long-delayed video game Elder Scrolls 6, Whittaker expressed how exhausting it's become to see fans constantly tagging Jones and reacting to his posts, long after the hype should have died down.
What do you reckon about this, man? Are they going to fight, or is he just done?
Honestly, who cares now?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Like, I'm done. I'm done with waiting. It's like, yeah, it's like Elder Scrolls 6, dude. It's just like, you know what I mean? Just You gotta have to play something else, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm done. And honestly, everyone nagging him and poking at him and trying to get clips and stuff is worse for me. Like, they're like, yeah, it's way worse for me. It's just, I'm done with that too.
In addition to venting his frustration, Whittaker questioned how Jones has managed to hold on to the title despite such prolonged inactivity. While he initially supported Jones keeping the belt during recovery, Whittaker admitted he's changed his stance, saying it's now unfair to Tom Aspinall, who's been left waiting for more than a year without a fight. He made it clear, either Jon steps back into the octagon soon, or the UFC must act and strip him of the title.
I get it.
I don't know how Jones still holds the title, honestly. Like, I know I've mentioned when we first started speaking about this many moons ago, how I was like, no one's stripping Jones, you can't do that to him. But mate, come on, you're taking the piss now. you're taking the piss now. But I was like, but let just, I don't know, how long's it been since Tom's fought last?
Man, almost a year. It's actually
just
insane.
Fighting.
It's not fair because it's not fair on him. You've already freaking defended an interim belt, right?
Like, I don't know. He's had a rough stint. He hasn't had a ton of fights in the last 4 years.
No.
Obviously, they're all very high level and stuff, but
here's the problem, man. And I see this as a worrying thing for the heavyweight division. It's not that stacked.
Rather than continuing to wait, Robert has already shifted his focus to other potential matchups for Tom Aspinall, expressing interest in seeing him stay active rather than wait on Jon Jones. He mentioned that he'd love to see Aspinall square off against Alexander Volkov, a fight he believes would deliver fireworks and keep the heavyweight division moving forward.
Like, who the hell is he fighting? Am I missing someone?
There's no one left.
Let me pull up the rankings, man. It's a quite stark future for the heavyweight division. Who are we going to see Tommy Aspinall fight? Cyril Gane, who just had a very questionable win, arguably lost.
Volkov, dude.
Against Volkov?
I want him to fight Volkov.
But Tommy's fought Volkov.
Deserves that title fight, dude.
He does, but he's fought him and he starched him. You know?
Yeah, but
I get it. I get it. Like, I think he is more deserving, and the UFC said he was going to do right by him, but he's beaten Volkov through submission, of all things, right? Like, you've got Jalton Almeida. He's beaten Curtis Blades. There's Marcin Tybura that he's beaten. Oh, this is so depressing.
Yeah, I'm keen to see Gunn. I'm curious to see how that fight plays out.
But he keeps getting title opportunities. He doesn't deserve them. I'm sorry.
Does it become a kickboxing match? You know? Or does Aspinall get a takedown and take him to where Gunn's very uncomfortable?
True.
Because Aspinall's ground is really good.
It's funny because we don't see it, but like, he's been doing jiu-jitsu since he's been a kid. We keep talking about that on the podcast, right? I just don't see who beats him. I don't see who beats him and how exciting these matchups.
Furthermore, Javier Mendez offered a tactical viewpoint and weighed in on the stall, suggesting that if Jones feels he can't handle the pressure Aspinall brings, he simply won't take the fight. Calling Jones a highly calculated fighter, Mendez explained that Aspinall's overwhelming style is enough to make anyone second guess stepping in the cage with him. He added that if the UFC wants Jones to actually take the risk and face Aspinall, it's going to take a massive payday to make it happen.
Why else do you think you would pick Ilya over Charles? What is it about his skill set that you like more?
It's basically because Charles is going to stand in there upright, like you're saying, and when he gets inside, he's going to use that boxing, and Charles' head's going to be up, and Ilya's got a really good way of connecting with that chin on the inside. Really, really nice, just like what he did with Volk, you know. And I think if Charles doesn't get him up the middle with knees or front kicks up the middle, he's going to have a hard time with his boxing against him, and he's going to have a hell of a time trying to take him down. So it's going to be one of those where Ilya's got more opportunities than Charles does.
Guru argued that if Jon Jones retires without facing Tom Aspinall, fans might also miss out on other dream fights. He pointed out that the UFC has been forced to book other matchups just to keep events rolling and fill main event slots, leaving their hands tied elsewhere. With the UFC's contract with ESPN nearing its end, the Guru speculated that the promotion is holding off on pushing Jones versus Aspinall because they plan plan to use that blockbuster fight as leverage in negotiations with a new broadcasting platform, making it more of a business move than a matchmaking priority.
Their ESPN deal's coming to an end. I don't think they're going to re-sign with ESPN. So they're going to sign with this new platform and promotion for their fights. And they want this as leverage. If Jones retires and they don't have Jones versus Aspinall, we might not get Makhachev to Furia now. They've been forced to make other fights because they need events, to have main events. But they want Jones versus Aspinall to be something as leverage that they use with this other platform to say, listen, you know, we've got this brewing, sign with us and sweeten the deal and we'll get Jones versus Aspinall at MSG November. So maybe there are high hopes. Maybe that's what Jon Jones is doing right now. Like, oh, I know they might offer me a crazy amount if they want to get this new deal.
Adding to the growing discontent, MMA analyst Lucas Tracy claimed that Jon Jones is going to retire, and his retirement holds little significance, regardless of what the UFC believes. He urged Dana White to stop prioritizing Jones and instead commit fully to promoting interim champ Tom Aspinall. Tracy dismissed any meaningful comeback from Jones, suggesting the former champion is in denial, and sarcastically predicted Jones might only return to the octagon once Aspinall decides to sail off into the sunset.
The UFC needs to switch up on Jon Jones. Dana White needs to stop glazing Jon Jones, and he needs to start promoting Tom Aspinall. It's time for a complete 180. Jon Jones is coping. He's saying, I'm not retired. I'll just pop out and show him. Yeah. When Aspinall, if he gets injured or if he decides to retire after a couple more wins, then Jon Jones will pop out and show us, man. He's going to come back against Volkov. He'll pop out and show us. And then we'll really know he's the GOAT. Let's be honest. Tom Aspinall retired Jon Jones without even fighting him.
Furthermore, Lucas pointed out that Jon Jones appears to be deliberately avoiding a showdown with Tom Aspinall, suggesting that Jones is deeply fearful of being knocked out by the rising British star on a global stage. Tracy argued that Jones's reluctance stems from a fear of defeat, implying that the former champion is more concerned with preserving his legacy than taking on the division's most dangerous contender.
People say Jones isn't scared. DC says Jones isn't scared. Is he scared? No, he's not, shivering in his timbers or shivering in his boots because he's afraid of getting punched, but he's clearly scared of losing. I'm tired of people saying, he's not scared. Yes, he is. He's scared of not losing. He is petrified of getting in there and getting knocked out in front of the world against Tom Aspinall. He doesn't want to get KO'd. Is he afraid of getting punched? Is he afraid of getting teep kicked? No. Jon Jones is super tough. He's not afraid of a fight. He's afraid of getting KO'd and having that on his record.
In addition, Tracy expressed his frustration over the UFC's handling of the heavyweight division, calling for Jon Jones to be stripped of his title. He argued that the waiting period has gone on long enough and insisted it's time for the promotion to take action. According to Tracy, the division can no longer be held up by inactivity, and a clear path forward should be made without Jones at the helm.
It's official. He's done. The UFC needs to strip Jon Jones of the heavyweight title immediately. We're done waiting around. And the only argument as to why they are continuing to string us along is because the UFC is negotiating a new deal, a new pay-per-view deal. They're looking at Netflix, they're looking at all these different streaming platforms, and they're trying to get the best deal possible.
From viral motorbike antics in Thailand to dodging the biggest fight in the division, Jon Jones is back in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. With his credibility fading and the heavyweight title held hostage, the UFC faces a choice. Keep waiting on a champ more interested in chaos than combat, or let the division move forward without him. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fight updates. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest boxing news. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.